welcome. Okay, pair traders, here's where the rubber meets the road. Let's take a look at our live signals results from our top 60 U.S. stock pair stars, January 2024 vintage, launched to traders at the close of trading on the 8th of January. So as of the close yesterday on the 11th March, there are 9 weeks of trading. The net profits currently stand at plus $6,100 or plus 9.0%. For those of you who've forgotten, very quick overview. What are the top 60 U.S. stock pair stars, the game changers? This is a carefully curated set of 60 U.S. stock pairs ready for long, short trades. We've researched these through hundreds of hours of backtesting, profitability filtering, and fundamental analysis between each company in the pair for over 2,200 tickers. 2,200 companies. We do the heavy lifting. They're seamlessly integrated into Ultimate Alpha 3. When you open Ultimate Alpha 3, there's a big button that just says auto load, and these are auto loaded straight into your watch list so that UA3 can call trades 24/7 with its market radar. The launch date they were available, as I said previously, is since January 8th, 2024. You can semi-auto trade or full auto trade these signals directly into IB Trader Workstation as they happen, and flexible signal delivery. You can also, if you don't use IB, receive them by email and trade with any brokerage. This is an efficient learning curve. This is the way to master stock pair trading quickly and efficiently. If you want to see how we select these pairs, both how we choose them for the backtest and then how we filter the backtest results to choose the final pairs, go to this web address, autoload.html, and you'll see all the details. So here's the slide we're going to spend most of the time on in this video. And what are we looking at here? We're looking at the January 2024 vintage top 60 U.S. stock pair stars. We're looking at their backtest results, which we published on 8th of January at the beginning of this year. For the last 12 months of their backtest, here are all the results that showed up. And importantly, we want to see how they performed since they went live and the signals that they called were available for trading. We call those live signals or out of sample signals. And here in this column, you will see all of the signals that have closed and the negative open P&L subtracted from the profits from those closed trades and how that plays out in terms of returns compared to the back test. So it's always very nice to see what the reality is versus the back test results. So we've got 25 closed trades at this point, and there was $9,704 of net profit on those closed trades. The average net profit per trade was $388 versus $473 in backtest. So lower. There were 19 wins, 6 losses. That's a 76% win rate. The backtest had a 98% win rate, which I'm sure we all will agree is totally unrealistic. 76% is a very high win rate. But of course, the win rate's relevance depends on what is your average reward to risk to see whether you've got a positive expectancy trading system. Biggest win, 1,174. Biggest loss, 749. The average win was $595 versus $480 in backtest. So we're getting bigger wins on average. The average loss was minus 268 versus minus 173 in backtest. So we're also getting slightly larger losses on average as well. Here's the important number to go with the win rate. So the average reward to risk in backtest was 2.8 times. In the live signals, we managed 2.2 times, which with a 76% win rate and a 2.2x average reward to risk, you're looking at a high positive expectancy system. The average days in trade and median were fairly close to backtest. Median days were almost identical. The average days was a little bit longer. We probably had a few long trades in there. Now, what about open P&L as of the close date of this analysis? So as of the close yesterday, there were 11 trades still open with negative 2,421 in P&L. Gives us a total net profit for all positions for the period of plus $7,283. We've got to subtract what our estimated margin cost would be based on the imputed account equity to hold the trades that happen, plus some headroom. And that comes out to about negative 1,182. That gives us a total net profit on all positions after margin for these 9 weeks of plus $6,100. That's trading on $10,000 a leg using end-of-day data from Interactive Brokers. So what does that mean in terms of how the overall portfolio did? Well, the imputed equity is just over $86,000. So that is a plus 9% return on equity. Sorry, the margin required in the backtest was $86,000. We had fewer trades, and they were less frequent in the 9 weeks than they were in the backtest. So you didn't need the $86,000, you needed about $68,000 margin. That means that the $6,100 equated to a 9.0% return on that account equity, which comes out to about a 4.0% return per month. If you look at the backtest, we're looking at a 4.8% return per month, and our actual live signals are giving a 4% return per month. That's a pretty great performance of backtest versus live signals. So this is something we're feeling very good about. Now, how does that compare to just going long the S&P 500? Well, you can see in the backtest, SPY in that year did 24.2%. The trading signals did 75.8%. There was a 3% alpha generated per month over the 1.8% return that the S&P did. We're not looking as good in these first 9 weeks of live signals. Why is that? Well, the S&P 500 has been incredibly strong. It's returned almost 8% in 9 weeks, and that's over 3.5% per month imputed return. And we've done 4.0%. So we're beating the S&P 500 even though it's in one of its more positive performances over the last 10 years. And we are generating still a little bit of alpha per month, 0.5%. Now, all of the detailed assumptions underlying these numbers are in Appendix A, and we do recommend that you go and have a look at those. Okay, so that's a great look at the performance of the top 60 U.S. stock pair stars. And we've put this slide back in because we want to see how that equates to what we've done in the past with other top 30, top 50, fast 50, and top 60 pair sets that we've published. And we have done a number of analyses of these over the years. And here are 5 of them summarized. We generally tend to do them for about the first 8 weeks of live signals. And as we did above, for the first 9 weeks. We also do them a bit quicker if we've had extraordinary performance. And in these 2 cases, there was extraordinary performance. We can see here 11% in the first 8, 11% in the first 8, 17% in the first 8, 9% in the first 5, 12% in the first 3. So we're at 9.0% in the first 9 weeks. So we've done better in the past, but we're still doing pretty well. And that's just to try and demonstrate that what we're after here is consistent performance. Why do we publish these when they're a shorter time period but very good results? Well, you may be trading to target, and there's a blog post we put up recently about that. Are you trading to target, or are you taking every signal that your system is giving you? And that's something you may want to think about. But this is how the top 60 shape up compared to other signals, analyses we've done in the past. What about user experiences? How can our top 60 elevate your trading? Well, there's 25 different quotes from unsolicited comments we've got from our customers. Why don't we just take 5 of them? You pick any 5 random numbers, but let's go. 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 1 made $8,000 in 3 weeks. I love your product, and I intend on being a lifelong user. That's Chris. 5, I did my biggest profit this year. I'm up plus 4,700 this year with your system. And 10, very impressed with PTF. My only concern is becoming too reliant on it. 15, you guys are doing a great job for the retail trading folks. 20, I really like the integration with interactive brokers. Perfect for my needs. 25, a very good product for the pair trade strategy, the best. You guys can see the slide. You can read what all the other ones were saying. Needless to say, we've got some great feedback here, and we've really helped a lot of people become consistently profitable traders. So your trading revolution awaits. Embark now with PairTrade Finder. Don't just trade dominate. Don't just participate, lead. The path to trading mastery isn't just open, it's calling you. Embrace the chance with PairTrade Finder Ultimate Alpha 3 and its top 60 U.S. stock pair stars. Get started today and transform your trading journey. Appendix A. Here you have a quick look at the returns analysis and the assumptions that underlie it. We suggest that you have a look. This is the back test and all of the assumptions thereon. And this is the first 9 weeks of trading. And again, all of the assumptions thereon. And the total imputed account equity for those 9 weeks was about 67,000. So call it 70, a little bit lower than what was required in the back test. And we do have headroom in there. And we've got margin headroom, and we've got headroom for a number of trades as well. So have a look and see how we come up with our numbers. Here in the Appendix A continued is a summary of all of the closed trades. And here you have the profit column. So these are the results of every one of those closed trades. These are the date of the trades. These are the tickers. This was bought to close. This was sold to close. And these are all top 60 U.S. stock pair stars, January 2024 vintage. And finally, here's the missing piece of the puzzle for those first 9 weeks of trading. There is also the open P&L as it sits in PairTrade Finder as of the close yesterday to account for. And in this slide, you can see there were 11 trades still on. Here you have the tickers and the closing prices and the P&L, open P&L on each of those trades, plus the sum of those open positions. Happy trading.